When I arrive at work, it says, "Your scrum. You're late for your scrum. You're late for security now." All right. Okay, I'm taking a deep breath. Thank you for your patience.
You've had all the coffee you need, Leo.
I actually haven't, and I'm waiting for my dose. What is that you're drinking?
This is my new formula.
Dear.
I'm off of Starbucks completely. I haven't been to Starbucks. Nope, no more Starbucks.
Oh my God, the stock price is going to tumble.
I was just spending too much time there, and I was having fun, but I was annoyed that I wasn't spending as much time working as I wanted to. So I thought, okay, let's bring coffee back into the casa. And so this is Starbucks Espresso bean, which I vacuum seal so to keep it fresh throughout the lifetime of a pound, which appears to be about maybe 2 weeks. And I put in two different, those the Vacu Vin that you use for sucking the air out of your wine bottles when you don't finish. That same company makes a whole line of canisters that you can do the same thing with. And
don't they pump nitrogen in instead of sucking the air out?
You can do that, but I found that it's just not necessary. If you suck the air out, I'm drinking it quickly enough. That
the issue with coffee is that it oxidizes rapidly. Yes, exactly. In fact, even after being brewed, it continues to oxidize.
Oh, it's why you just can't drink it after a couple hours. So then I found a Burr grinder. You have to have a Burr grinder.
Yes.
Not one of those just fracturing grinders, because all that does is sort of like create different sized dust, and that ends up being very bitter. Of course, I had a Burr grinder for years because of my espresso habit.
Right.
But the problem is that it ground into a reservoir that you would then use they call a doser to like drop the measured amount of espresso into the filter holder.
That's like the Starbucks uses something like that. Yeah.
Right. But what I wanted was to be able to grind beans and have the coffee from that grind in my filter, not have it go in through a staging reservoir. So I found a grinder where I can take one scoop of beans right out of this vacuum pack deal, drop it in the top. It Burr grinds it directly into the filter, and I found a cute little coffee pot that's got sort of like a Melita coffee brewer, where it's got the filter that sits right over the pot, and so that's disposable.
They use a blue bottle. Yep. And Ritual Roasters, they all have these like little things. Yep.
And so the result, Leo, oh my goodness, it is just. I mean, when my alarm goes off in the morning, I think, I can make coffee.
Well, let me ask you what brand of grinder you use?
I can have it for you next time. It's some random thing I found on Amazon, and looking at the picture, it looked like the reservoir was right below where it came out, and sure enough, that it just like
drops through.
It drops through. And as an experiment, because I said I'm going to invest in figuring out a system for the next God knows how many years I'll be doing this, so it's worth spending some time. So I actually got some of the little, cheesy grinders just to make sure that they didn't work just as well. And I was stunned by the difference in taste.
How interesting.
It makes all the difference to have a uniform grind as opposed to basically the little spinning blade ends up with a completely variation from powder up to large pieces, and wow, the bitter oil comes out from the dust and just ruins the coffee.
The Burr grinder looks like a gear instead of the blade.
It's actually a pair and you adjust
Right.
the spacing,
Right.
So the bean has to like make it.
It's like a pepper grinder.
It's like a good pepper grinder.
So do you prefer brewed coffee like that to espresso?
Well, I'm drinking the espresso roast. So I buy the espresso whole bean from Starbucks, and boy, are they greasy. I mean, they're just shiny. They stick together.
You want that though.
Yeah.
But the filter de-oils it, which I do like about it using a paper filter.
Yes, I tried it de-oils it, and it takes some of the debris out.
Exactly,
also.
Yeah.
I tried the gold foil also as an experiment to get more of the oil, but there was sort of more sludge in the bottom, and it was as you said, it was more oily. So using the brown filter, you're not using a bleached paper, which you don't want because you get the bleach in your coffee, and that's no good.
Right.
And it's just the Melita. It's a number 2 filter.
Have you ever tried? I do almost exactly what you do, but the one exception is I use an Aerobie AeroPress. Have you ever tried that?
I haven't.
Let me show you this on the screen. So this is kind of a hybrid between a French press, an espresso, and a Melita. Yeah. And a lot of coffee fanatics like Marco Arment swear by this. I love it. So you do the same thing, but you put the grinds in this tube, and oh, here it is. This is how by the way, my coffee is made with this every day. So cool. The grinds, there's a paper filter, which is kind of interesting, a circular paper filter. So you get some of the benefits of a Melita. That screws onto here. The grinds go in here, and actually, let me put the filter in. Now, I don't think they offer unbleached filters, unfortunately. So these are white bleached filters. But that goes in there. The grinds go on top of that. And then the water, and by the way, they say not to boil the water, but 175 degrees goes in here. Not boiling water, but 175 degrees. And then it sits there. You stir it up, so it's a infusion, and it sits for a little bit. And then
basically you push the coffee out of the way.
You plunge it. And because you're using a sealed plunger, unlike a French press, there actually is considerable PSI going on here. So it is.
So how do you grind the coffee? You do grind it finer?
I grind it one step above the finest.
Okay.
0 or 1.
More like an espresso.
It's an espresso grind. So what you're getting is it's a mixture, a hybrid of a filter with pressure behind it. And there's quite a bit of pressure by the time you get to the bottom.
And does it just taste fantastic?
In my opinion, especially if you don't use boiling water, but 175-degree water, you're extracting exactly. But I want you to try this. I'll send you one.
Yeah,
I'll send you one.
I'll have one tomorrow, Leo.
But anyway, in my opinion, this is the kind of ideal way to. Because what are we doing? We're taking these beans and we're trying to extract from the beans. We're making a colloidal suspension from the beans.
Yep.
Of a variety of organic stuff. And we don't particulate, so the filter gets rid of all particulate and some oils.
Yeah.
But the pressure seems to be, I think it is kind of an ideal way to extract. You create a suspension,
and that is
the
secret behind espresso. You have a very, very fine grind, and there's no way water would ever drip through it. So you require a high pressure, a high pressure extraction, as they call it.
It's an emulsion. It begins.
So
it begins as a suspension and turns into an emulsion. It is not a colloidal suspension. I was incorrect.
The yuppies can have their terms for their boardroom meetings, and we got our coffee. Anyway, the grinder is the KitchenAid Pro Line Series Burr coffee mill.
Yeah, I use a Krups, but I think they're probably all the same. It's the same idea.
KitchenAid Pro Line Series.
Yeah, Burr. I like KitchenAid stuff. They make great stuff. As long as it's
a Burr grinder,
right?
And this one just falls right through. I do it on a setting of 4. Is what it was.
Oh yeah, see, so you are you're doing a drip grind.
Yes. Yeah. Because I am a drip guy at the moment.
In Breaking Bad, which is the show in which the high school chemistry teacher turns to making meth, and he's a brilliant chemist. There is a scene in which his assistant, who later comes to a bad end, makes coffee, and they have this funny and using ChemLab gear, and they have this funny conversation. But he draws beakers. There's beakers, and he draws a little vacuum on the thing, and it's really funny. And it is chemistry, right? Ultimately, it's chemistry, and you have to figure out what is my goal here? What is it that I'm trying to get from the bean and that I don't want from the bean, and all of that. Ooh, a metal filter. I don't know if I'd want a metal filter. Would I want a metal filter?
I tried it and I didn't like it.
Those gold filters.
I do. As you said, pulling some of the oil out. I mean, I don't mind the oil. I'm not afraid of it.
I think it adds a little bitterness, though.
I think that's the case, and they are finding that the polyphenols in coffee are good for you in the same way that the skins of vegetables has stuff in the skin which the fruits and vegetables evolved in order to protect themselves from the sun and from various parasites and bad things, they're good for us too. And so it's one of the other newfound benefits of coffee. It's like drink up. But anyway, mine is just I drink it black, and it is so good.
It's good. Yeah, you're a serious drinker. I cream mine, unfortunately. I have a friend who's so serious about this, he has a roaster in his garage.
I'd almost went there, but
I thought you might.
Yeah, but they're smoky and they're stinky.
Oh, they stink. And, your whole neighborhood smells like somebody's roasting coffee.
But that's a really nice smell.
I like that smell, but maybe not everybody.
Yeah, I think that's a little over the top. So, and I do have Starbucks, and I can pick up a pound of their beans and they last for 2 weeks, and so it works.
We've got to do a coffee and chocolate show sometime. I think the two together, not just one, but two.
They do go together.
They do go together. Oh, I'm not crazy about Nespresso. First, I don't like the packaging, but I know people love it. Yeah, I have tried Nespresso many times, and Keurig and all the. I haven't seen it in the U.S. Really? From Brazil, but I haven't seen it. Oh, interesting. Now, see, we have a Mauricio is from Brazil, and they put coffee in the coffee in Brazil.
It is a good topic for us because
it's a good topic. Programmers love coffee.
Absolutely.
One of the most popular T-shirts at Think Geek is the caffeine molecule.
I don't think that we're boring our live audience.
We are a few of them.
For us to start the record, to press the record button.
Well, you know what we're doing? They're all going out to get coffee now. And I remember you brought in a plumbed espresso machine, but you abandoned that.
Oh God, yes, it's sitting there. I mean, it takes up most of the counter in the kitchen, and you're right, plumbed into the.
And why do you not use that? I mean, isn't that perfect?
Except that it doesn't make enough. See, what I'm doing is I brew what they call 5 cups. So this is full, and I get my first cup in here, and then this is my reservoir. So now I'm able just to pour. I'm able to refill
enough.
Yeah, just I didn't want to be spending all my time.
You need to bring in a barista every morning.
Oh, no, there we go.
How long does it take?
Well, I mean, at Starbucks it makes enough, right? It's just you got to go. But these guys are fast. And Steve just doesn't want.
Yeah, I mean, every cup to go through all that.
He's got time.
And then you've got the grounds and all that. Sort of like you got to bang them out.
No, I think the truth is. I think there's a strong case to be made that the Melita is just exactly what you want. Or a Chemex. Yeah. When I was growing up, my parents used a Chemex. Remember that? It was a chemist, another beaker, V-shaped beaker, and you'd fold the filter, paper filter, put it in there. It was classic. The only advantage I think of the Chemex is this: it's all glass. Anyway, let us decamp.
I'm trying to find the. Oh, there it is. It's a wacky name, but I really love it. It's just exactly right. It's I can't even pronounce it. Zojirushi.
Oh yeah, Zojirushi. Yeah, yeah, the Zojirushi. Okay. No, that's well known. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the one, and it's a 5-cup drip coffee maker. And if you look at the picture,
so you're not using a Melita.
No. Well, no, but I'm using the Melita brown
filters.
Paper. Yeah, because it actually is. If you look at the picture, you can see it's got that Melita filter holder that sits in the pot itself.
Right.
So it just drips right. It just drips right to the filter into the pot, and you've got about room for about what they call 5 cups, which is about 2.5 of what I would call a cup.
It's not a Quinti latte.
Anyway,
I might order one of these. They make bread makers too. This must be it. The Fresh Brew Thermal Carafe Coffee Maker. That must be it.
You want to look. It's EC-DAC50. If you were to put in EC-DAC50,
got it.
You would find it, and it's just this cute little thing.
It's basically a Joe DiMaggio Mr. Coffee from Japan. It's the Zutto or Zutto.
Yeah, the Zutto, exactly.
I might have to purchase one just for comparison purposes.
It's easy to fill the tank in the back. You pull the little tank out, fill it with filtered good water, drop it back in, and it takes about 4 minutes, and you've got coffee for a while. It's just right. And you don't want to make it like a big 12-cup pot because that's going to go stale on you.
Right.
As you said, it's going to oxidize before. So, you don't want to make 1 cup. You don't want to make 12. Not Baby Bear and Papa Bear. This is Mama Bear. This is right in the middle. Just enough coffee so that you're ready to make
Goldilocks coffee.
There you go.
You know what? We should start a coffee shop. Goldilocks. Wouldn't that be good? Goldilocks coffee. Would you not want to drink coffee at Goldilocks? Yes, you would.
Sounds good to me.
We'll make the baristas dress like bears. Let's start.
Okay.
Let's start.
Okay. Start recorders.
Press the record button now. We didn't record all that. Why not? I don't know. I think the world deserves This Week in Coffee. We could start half an hour early from now on and do half an hour on coffee.
You don't have TWIC yet, do you?
No, we
do
not.
TWIC.
I have threatened to do a coffee and chocolate show for years. I really have. I don't know. I really should do it.
I think we would run out of material. Although people will be recommending get beans from, Zimbabwe and so forth. I mean,
we had the Kopi Luwak beans, the cat butt coffee.
Yes, you do not want to know where this bean has been.
It was quite smooth.
Oh, I bet.
Because the civet cat, But anyway, there's a whole story that's a great story. Actually, I don't want to go. I'll save that for the intermezzo. Somebody brought us some. It was quite good. I don't know if it was worth the price. It was very expensive.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
We'll save that. Steve Martin will be joining us for Triangulation this afternoon, by the way. I sent him a headset. He's got a new book about Twitter. He was on Good Morning America this morning. We're part of his media tour.
The Steve Martin?
The Steve Martin.
Cool. And is it funny?
Oh, it's hysterical.
Oh, neat.
Oh, it's hysterical. You've got to read it. Here we go. Time to protect yourself online with Boy, there couldn't be a better time for this show. Security Now. Steve Gibson is here, the explainer-in-chief. And, first of all, welcome, Steve. Good to talk to you.
Thank you, Leo. Our recorded audience don't know that you and I have spent the last 30 minutes talking about coffee before we press the record button.
And we're feeling so good now.
And we're a little self-conscious about whether they would not have enjoyed our exploration as much as we did. But
let us know.
Oh well.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Tell us. More coffee or less? I tell you, the chat room is going crazy with recommendations and suggestions because there's something about geeks and caffeine. It merges together, and it all started because I saw Steve's ginormous cup. Look at the size of that thing, and I thought somebody's got some coffee today.
I do, and I love it, Leo.
There's something about coffee, and I believe we are now of the opinion coffee is good for you, not bad for you.
Oh, it is good. Not only the caffeine, but it turns out now they're finding that because coffee bean, has a plant origin, the plant-based chemicals are believed to have additional health benefits aside from the pure stim effect. Yeah, the so-called polyphenols that the coffee contains.
Now, this was a week, boy. The last 3 weeks, I would say, have been not security. Sometimes we get weeks where there's just lots of hacking and stuff. And then this week was all about privacy.
Oh, my God. Have you seen all this Google stuff happening?
Yes.
We got it all covered here this week.